Okay, we're going to be doing the isometric drawing from 2022's Matric paper 2. Okay, here we go. First of all, they've given us a front view, a top view, and a left view. Really important, just maybe label it. Label it front view, left view, and top view. I'm also going to suggest that you take some lines across from this, from there, and from here, and then you can draw a 45-degree line going up over here, and that will help you in order to find, like these measurements over here. I can take lines coming across from the view, and I can drop that down, and I can see, well, there's my back line over there linking up with the back line over there. If I wanted to, I could take that across and down, and you can see more clearly as to how that view links with that view. Right, okay, when I look at this, I've got my point A. There's my point A on my drawing. My point A is in my left hand. If I'm standing over here, looking across, my left hand is touching point A. Therefore, everything else over here must go out to the right. There's my point A. Everything else must go out to the right, so my front view must be placed over there, and my left view must be placed over there. Very, very important to get that right. Okay, next thing, I'm going to draw a line coming out from that point A at that 30 degree, and I'm going to start doing these measurements. It says that I move out 45 millimeters and then 30 millimeters to get the side of that hexagon. You'll see that that hexagon side is in line with point A, so I can take my pair of dividers, measure off the 45 millimeters, place that down over there, and measure the 30 millimeters and place that down over there. Right. You can automatically actually draw in that side. You know that it's part of your drawing. So let's do that quickly. There's my 30 millimeter side for the base of that hexagon. I want to find the center of that. Quick way of finding the center. Draw a little line coming out like that. Draw a line coming down over here from there, and draw a line going back at the 30 degrees over there, and that will give you the center of that 30-degree line, that 30 millimeter line. And I can now draw a center line going straight up here, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. Right, there we go. Right, once I've done that, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to measure off on my pair of compasses a radius of 30 millimeters. I'm going to draw in a center line over here, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. And I'm going to get the center mark. Let's just do this. Long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. Take my pair of compasses, set to 30 millimeters, the length of that side, and I'm going to draw a nice little arc coming around like that. And I can now draw in an auxiliary view of half of that hexagon. I don't need to draw the whole hexagon. I could, but it would be a waste of time. I just need to get certain measurements from the center to where these lines are. Right, here we go. There's my half a hexagon. I'm now going to take this measurement from the center to the top of that center line over there where that line is. You'll see that it's less than the radius, and I'm now going to place that onto my drawing over there. That'll give me halfway, and if I turn it around, that's the height of the hexagon over there. There we go. I have now got the top of the hexagon over there, and I can draw in, just going to draw in a construction line coming down 30 degrees like that. I'm going to draw some construction lines going up over here from that and that, giving me the 30 over there. And I then draw in a center line going across over here, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, from where I measured off that distance over there to there. Right, once I've got that, I can now take this measurement, which is the radius of that arc, and I'm going to place that from the center, mark that off over there, and mark that off over there. Right, once I've got that, I now have all the information to draw in that hexagon. Take your set square, set it at 30 degrees, draw in that. I then take my set square, and it's a non-isometric line, and I join up that point and that, join up that point and that, join up that point over there and that, and join up that point over there and that. Right, once you've got that in place, next thing is to draw this little L-shaped story over here. It says that it's 8 millimeters in width. Okay, so I'm going to set my pair of compasses over here to a 4 millimeter radius, and I'm just going to quickly draw a little circle going around here. That should do it. And from there, I can now draw in some construction lines coming across. Let's just do this with a different color. There we go. From the top of that, from the top of that, from where it intersects over here, going down over there, intersects over there, and you've got the 8 millimeter size that you need. It says that I've got 20 millimeters going from that corner over there, going across, so I need to measure off 20 millimeters. I've got that corner, smack that in over there, and I can now draw in a line coming down over there. I can draw a line coming across over there, line going across over there. I need to find out how far down. It's also 20 millimeters down. Way to do that quickly. Just draw a construction line coming from that corner at that 60-degree angle, and you will have found the base of this thing without having to measure anything, which makes it a lot quicker. Right, it says that it goes back 10 millimeters over here. So if I just draw a construction line coming across here, and I'm just going to measure off quickly 10 millimeters just to show you that it actually is not going to matter. Note, if I place it over there, that 10 millimeter mark would be somewhere over there, so you don't need to worry. You can come in here and you can confidently draw in these lines, giving that little hole effect on the drawing, and you know that everything is done. Right, next thing, I'm going to draw some lines coming back from the corners of this hexagon. Just construction lines. You're going to need them as we go through this drawing, so you may as well draw them in. They're just construction lines going all the way back over there. The next thing is to start looking at this little block over here from A. It says that it is 15 millimeters high, so let's start out and draw in some construction lines. Line going over there. I need to measure off 15 millimeters. 15 millimeters. I know that it is a square. 15 millimeters. Take that 30 degree line. That'll give you the 15 over there. And I can now draw in a construction line going up over there and a construction line going across over here, giving me that perfect square or isometric square that I need for a little block at the front. There we go. That's just nice and quick. Right, it then says that I go back. Well, how far do I go back over here? If you take your line across and drop it down, you'll see that you're going back 54 millimeters to where this thing ends. So let's go back the 54 millimeters here. Let's draw some construction lines coming out from these corners over here and measure off that 54 millimeters. 54 millimeters going back from there to there, and I can draw in a line going across over there. I can draw a line, these two lines coming across from there to there, and the lines going across from there to there. Note, I didn't do this line over here. The reason being is that it's going back a further 26 millimeters. So I can drop a construction line just coming down over there, and I can measure off that 26 millimeters. 26 millimeters. Let's measure that off accurately. There we go. 26 millimeters there. And I can draw in a line going up over here. Construction line going up over there. How high does that go? Let's just have a look. It says that it goes up 38 millimeters from that point. Measure off 38 millimeters. Go to the point over there, measure off your 38 millimeters, and I can now draw in a construction line going over there, and I can draw in a line going across over here. Okay, right, let's just draw that in. I've got a line that's going up over there. I've got a line that's going up over there. And I can draw in that part over there. Right, I'm going to need some lines that are going to come out. Well, let me just finish that. Draw a line over there as well. There we go. Okay, I've got these lines over here that need to come out to the hexagon from there and from there. How do I get that length as to where it's going to intersect? Well, you can see it's touching the hexagon, so the only way that I can really do that is draw a construction line going up over here. I'm just going to change its color. Construction line going up over there. I'm going to draw a line coming across from that height to there. I then take a line going across from the intersection over there to the hexagon, and I can take a line going back over here from where it touches that hexagon going back over there, and I now have the length of line that I need to represent that. There it is, going across there, and obviously it's an edge, so I can draw in that line going from there to there. Right, it's also going to slope down over here. How do I get that slope? I'm going to take that set square off there. I'm going to place these two set squares together. I'm going to line this edge up on that line, and I'm going to slide it across, and I'm able then to draw a line going down to that corner of the hexagon. Same story over here. You're going to take this, line that line up over there with that over there. You've got your other set square underneath. You can see that set square. It's all lined up beautifully over there. And slide across and draw that line coming down. Okay, that's a quick way of getting that measurement. You can work off these measurements over here, but I just find it easier to use that idea of parallel lines. I've got a line that's going to come across over there, and I'm going to have these lines coming from there to there, line coming from there to there, and that is all done. All right, the next thing is to do this part of it. You'll see that it's all lined up beautifully on that center line. This part sticking out over here, it's lined up on the center line. We need to figure out how far back that is. It says that it's 54 millimeters going back from the edge over there. So we measure off a measurement on that center line. I'm going to draw a center line going back here. I think that's a wise idea. Let's just put a center line going through. Long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash. Right, and I can now measure off that 54 millimeters going back over there. 54, my pair of dividers, go to that center line, knock that in there, and that would be the starting point for that. I'm going to draw a line coming out from that center line, just a construction line coming out over here, and I now need to figure out how far out this thing goes. It says that it's 130 millimeters coming out from there all the way to there. I've got that point, so let's measure off that 130 millimeters. 130 millimeters going out there. I'm going to measure that off. That's 130 from A out to there. I can just extend that center line out over there. Draw a line going up to that point, and draw a line coming across to my starting point over there. Right, there's my point. That is the point that I've just found, and I can now measure up 15 millimeters. Let's just draw a little line going up over there and measure off 15 millimeters going up. 15 millimeters. It is 15 millimeters. I can draw that in over there quite comfortably. I can draw a line coming across over here to there, and it then says I need to measure 8 millimeters going up over here. So let's take measurement of 8 millimeters, measure up 8 millimeters over there. And I'm going to draw a construction line coming across here, 8 millimeters up. It says that I need to measure across 10 millimeters over there. So I measure 10 millimeters with my pair of dividers. Come over here, measure 10 millimeters over there. Draw a construction line going up. Right, it says that I need to measure 5 millimeters going up over there. Measure 5 millimeters going over there. And I can now draw in some lines going from there to there. And that 5 millimeters going up over there. Right, the next thing is to get these lines going up here. Now to get that, I'm going to need to get the height. Watch carefully over here. From the bottom of the hexagon going up to the top of this thing is 80 millimeters. Now remember, all our measurements so far has come off that center line, so just don't measure off 80 millimeters going there. Measure from the bottom. All right, I'm going to just draw a line coming out from the base over there. I'm going to drop a line coming down through, remember that center point that I measured off, the 56 going back over there. So I've now got a point over there, which I can now measure my 80 millimeters off. Right, here we go. Measure off 80, it is 80, yep, 80 millimeters. Here we go, come in over there and measure off 80 millimeters. That gives you the top of this thing. And I need to just draw a construction line over there. And it says that I've got an 8 millimeter, no, and it's more than 8 millimeters, that is 10 millimeters. There we go, 10 millimeters at the top there. And that means I'm going to extend my pair of compasses 5 millimeters. And I'm just going to measure off 5 millimeters on that side and 5 millimeters on that side. Okay, from there, I can now draw in that little piece of line at the top. It's the highest point in this thing. And I can join in a line going down to there. There to there. All right, from there, I need to drop a line coming straight down over here. That is, yeah, that is correct. That lines up with that corner at the top. Yep, that's right. Okay, I'm just checking myself. Always good to check before you draw. Draw a line coming down, and I need that angle. That line and that line are parallel to each other. I've got that point over there. I'm going to take my set square off, take my other set square, and line this up on that line over there. Slide that down to there, and I can draw in that line going from there to there. Okay, once I've got that, I now need to try and figure out how far down this thing needs to go. Okay, let's just find that. Right, I'm going to draw a little line coming across from my center line at that point over there, coming across, touches that point, and that would be the line that I need to drop things down to. I can drop a line coming down over here to that point over there. Whoops. There we go. I can draw a line coming down to that point over there. There we go. I can now draw in that line going across to there. And now we need to get the distance going back. It says that it's still at 26, you can see that. So I need to measure off 26 going back over here. Let's draw a couple of lines coming up from these corners. From there, from there, from there, and from there, and from there. Right, measure off 26. Let's just get my pair of dividers, measure off 26 millimeters, come in over here and measure off 26 millimeters over there. I can now draw in a line going from there, coming across to there, from there, coming down to there. I can draw in that line over there, draw in that line over there, I can draw in that line over there. I need to find that 26 millimeters over there. Again, I'm going to just do this trick over here with the two set squares. Line that up on that line over there, slide, and bam, there you go. There's that non-isometric line drawn in. I can now draw in this line over here. You can see I've got that little line going across there. Right, I'm going to just check that. Okay, I'm going to just take that 26 millimeters. There's my 26 millimeters again. Come in over here, mark that off on that construction line, and I'm going to have a little line coming back from there, be hidden detail, and I would have a little piece of line sticking in there. After that, I can draw in this line definitely, going along there, and I now need to start looking at the circular part. Right, the circles at the back, you'll see that there's a part of the circle that is missing over here, but I don't think we need to really worry too much about that. I need to find where that center of that circle is. It says that it goes back 120 and then comes forward 20 millimeters. So let's measure off 120 millimeters. 120 millimeters. Go to my center line over here from the center, and I'm going to mark off the center of the very back circle. I'm going to put in some center lines. Long dash, short dash, 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 long dash. Okay, and a line coming down like this, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. Right, I then measure 20 millimeters coming forward. Measure off 20 millimeters coming forward. There we go. And I'm going to put in another set of center lines. Long dash, short dash, 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 and go in over there and put in center lines going this way. Long dash, short dash, 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 long dash. Don't worry too much about the length that you go there. Right, it says that you've got a radius of 50 millimeters. So you set your pair of compasses to 50. Go to that center of the circle that's further forward, and you're going to mark off a mark on the center line, on the center line, on the center line. Sorry, it's that center line that I need. Just be very careful of that. So not that one over there, it's that one that we're needing, and that one over there, and come down to this over here. Right, once you've got those in place, you can now draw in your isometric square that we need in order to draw this thing. I'm just going to use this green pencil over here. Draw a line going through that intersection over there. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw in a line coming through that intersection with the center line over there. Okay, go to where that arc cuts the center line over here. Right. So I've got 50 millimeters going down there, 50 millimeters going across there, 50 millimeters going across there, and I've got a 50 millimeter distance going across over there. Right, so perfect isometric square. I can now take lines going from the obtuse angle over here to the center of the side of that square that I've just drawn. From the obtuse angle again to the center of that point over there, right? And I'm going to draw a line going from the corner of the square to the corner of the square, accurately going across. Let's just go all the way up there. And I now can take my pair of compasses, place it at the obtuse angle over there, extend them out to that mark over there. You'll see that it links up perfectly at the top, and I can draw in my arc for that isometric circle, that big arc going for the isometric circle over there. I know that I've got another circle which is exactly 20 millimeters back. You can see the center lines over there. Take your pair of dividers, measure off that 20 millimeters over there, place it down over there, mark off that new center, move that 20 millimeters across, and Bob's your uncle, you have got your second arc. Coming up, up, until it touches that center line. Draw that in nice and dark. There's your 2 arcs for that. Okay, I now need to draw in the smaller arc. Okay, so what do I need? I need to place my pair of compasses at that intersection over there of those lines, and I extend my pair of compasses back to that radius over there, and that's going to wind around to that point over there. We won't be able to see the full arc. To just draw that in nice and accurately there. There we go. And then I need to draw that 20 millimeters back. So I'm going to take my set square. I'm going to draw a little line coming out from that intersection over there. And I'm going to measure off that 20 millimeters again. Remember the centers, 20 millimeters apart. Measure that off accurately. Go to that intersection over there, measure off a distance of 20 millimeters, same radius again, and you're going to then be able to draw in that arc coming in over here. Let's just get that accurate as I can. There we go, coming around, and just draw that in over there. And you should be able to then get a little line coming across over here. There we go. I put a little bit too much line in there. Should have drawn it in construction lines first. But there we go. That's your arc over there. Next one is to do these little arcs down over here. Take your pair of compasses. Again, place it at that intersection over there. Should be exactly the same radius as the one that you've been busy with. And you're going to then be able to draw in that little piece of the arc over there. I need to measure off 20 millimeters going back from that. So there we go, little line coming back from there. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to measure off that 20 millimeter distance from the front of the circle to the back of the circle over there. Take it to there. Mark that off over there. Place your pair of compasses there, and you'll be able to draw in that little arc. I'm going to draw that a little less vigorously, and then I can draw in the line coming across over there to get the right point. And there we go, that is that arc done. Right, that is the drawing basically done. I need to get the back of this hexagon over here. I know that it is going to touch that over there, so I go to the center over there. I come across over here, and I'm going to mark off on my line coming out. There's the one part of the hexagon that I need. Once I've got that, I can then take my set squares and I can figure out the rest of it. I'll take my set square over here, line it up on that line over there, slide it back to that mark that I just made on the line. There we go. It goes up to there. Right. I'm going to need a line which is going to come down now. So I take this, line that up on there. That little line over there. Slide that back. Whoops, slipped there. Slide that back to there. And I can now draw in that little line over there. I have got a line that is going to come across at 30 degrees at the top over here. Across to there. And I can then draw in that little piece of line over there. That little piece of line going from there to there. I think that is everything. Click, 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 click. Count all the corners. Make sure that you've got 3 lines going out of each corner, and life will be good. Right, that's it.